Okay, everyone. So this week, if you haven't been following the videos along already, is plumbing. We mentioned that last week. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Anyhow, so yes, we're gonna do plumbing. It is not completed. We got a faucet, we've got a cabinet. We'll get a little bit more into it. But first, let's get that intro rocking. So here we have all the inlets and outlets. I believe this one to this one is going to be my glass inlet. I believe that's what you call it. I'll have a tube essentially that'll show me my water levels. And we got hot, or not hot, but we got in and out water. One of these are gonna get capped off, it's extra. Back here is where I fill in the water. This entire tank is stainless steel, so I don't have to worry about rusting or any of that bad mojo that happens with plastic water tanks. Nothing against plastic water tanks. It's definitely a more convenient route to go as far as the overall weight in the van, the cost of it. Speaking of cost, so this tank here was custom built by a company called Metal Technicians, I believe. I'll leave a description down below in the video. This bad boy here, if you want to come to Houston, Texas and have a tank like this built, it's gonna run you around $3,500. I know that's a lot for a water tank, but this bad boy here holds about 70 gallons. So that shower is gonna come in very handy with this tank. Coming in off a trail after a long day, I'm not gonna have to go into town to take a shower. I can just do it right here in the van and not worry about running out of water so I can stay out on the trail longer. Now, obviously, when I'm taking showers, I'll cut the water off in between, you know, lathering up and rinsing off, but that's another video for another day. Wait, did I just say I was gonna make a video about me showering? That's weird. All right, so yes, we have a 70-gallon stainless steel, very expensive water tank by Metal Technicians out of Houston, Texas. So we got this bad boy in. I'm not gonna screw it into the back wall just yet. We're gonna wait for Uncle Bill to get here because I don't know if we need to pull this out. But this space here is where we'll house the water pump, pressure tank, all the hoses, and then anything that needs to run to the propane water heater that'll be here. Those hoses will come out the end and we'll just flex them. There'll be a sidewall here. So when the door is open, I'll have exposed hoses, which I don't really care about, but then when I close it, they'll go back up into the house. Hoses going from the tank to the sink slash shower will run along the top here, maybe even back here in the corner behind the tank. This is what we're currently working on. Let me show you. We have these brass elbows at the top and bottom, and Uncle Bill is going to cut this tube to fit inside. And this rigid, very hard plastic tube is what I'll use to pretty much check the water levels.
See where the water level is, yeah.
And then we've capped off this one and this one here at the bottom. Now, why did we have those there in the first place, the inlets?
Those were extras just in case.
Okay.
We didn't know how many outlets. Say if you had, we're going to have the water outlet here. We're going to put a close nipple in here, and then some other plumbing back here to go to, you know, hot water heater, sink, such like that. But up here, we were going to have another electronic gauge, just in case, not knowing what the electronic gauge was, you know, and what form factor it was, or physically it looked like. So we put these in because, you know, once we put this in, you just can't put one of these in
all willy-nilly.
All willy-nilly, because it's beautiful stainless, 316 surgical stainless. And then here's the fill, 1-inch fill. And so we just put these in as auxiliaries just in case. So we're almost there.
So essentially, if we want later, like you said, we can do electrical, so I can read it through my RedArc system,
yes. Mm-hmm.
which the RedArc system is another video for another day, a whole video in itself. It's going to be crazy. Because of all the work we got going on and all the videos, I really can't film all the time because it's just constantly go, 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 go. Trying to get as much done as I can before going to descend. So yeah, it's a lot. All right. I'm going to put the camera down, get back to work, and then I will update you once the faucet is done. All right, first off, I'm just gonna apologize. The video has been all over the place. Again, I mentioned this in last week's video. I was filming 5 videos at once, and I think I mentioned it earlier again in this video. Not a whole lot of details. We're not showing you how to do stuff in this channel, particularly, tongue twister, in this video. I'm just showing you what we've done. It's a short video, so here we go. We're gonna do a quick rundown of everything and then call the end. All right, so here we go. We have the propane heater. And if you can see me, it is very big. This may not stay. I might try to find something smaller. When I close it, it actually takes up some of the bench area. A little sneak peek, you'll see that later down the road. But here are the wires, or the hoses, and kind of give you a brief rundown of what everything does and where it's going. The black line, that is the propane line. The propane is not hooked up yet. I don't even have a tank. So we have it installed, but it is not making hot water, but that's okay. It's hot outside every day. We don't need hot water. We've got the hot and cold lines here. Now these are metal flex tubes. So when I'm constantly opening and closing this door, they'll be able to bend a lot easier back into this housing unit under the bench. Now we come into the bench. I'm going to show you here, down below on the floor is the water pump. I believe the max flow rate is about 18.9 liters per minute. That comes to about 5 gallons per minute, I believe. It does the job. This cutoff valve is for when I am putting water into the tank. So I'll turn this valve on, and then I take the end of the hose, which is this one here. I have that in here just to kind of close the hole. I've got some metal mesh in here to kind of as a filter so no debris gets into it. But I'll take this off, and I'm actually waiting for another piece to arrive. I'm actually gonna put a filter, a water filter here. So wherever I fill up at, when I'm connecting whatever water hose or fill line to mine, I'll have a water filtration system between the two. But more on the water filter in a minute. So this line goes here, allows me to fill up the tank, and then when I'm done, I can shut it off, and then whatever water is left in the tube, I can just let it run out. Now here is a water accumulator, and do not quote me on this, but I do believe the whole purpose of the water accumulator is to have pressure, meaning I've got my water pump, and it'll build pressure. It pumps the water, obviously, that's why they call it a water pump. Again, don't quote me on this. I'm ignorant, I'm just doing what I think this stuff does. But essentially, the accumulator allows you to have constant water pressure. I believe that's what it's for. So yes, we have that. And then here, this tube here with the brass fittings going down. But that tube shows my water levels. It's a very small space for all my plumbing, but I have the end open. I can still access everything. The hose is going from the tank, cold and hot, we're running underneath, behind, all the way to the front sink and shower. And I will go ahead and show you that now. So before going up there to show you that though, let me go ahead and turn on the water pump. A little sneak peek here at the electrical video that's gonna come up. But I'm gonna turn on my water pump. We can hear it turn on. So let's go check out the water flow. And then as you see here, we have more of the metal flex tubing because again, it's coming out from the van and the sink is attached to the door. And so all that opening and closing, I need something that's flex and durable. And small hole here because this is not going to be retracting back into the closet. Instead, it's going to retract back into here once this cabinet is all done. At the base is a 2-stage water filtration system. I've got a lot of stuff packed into the closet in front of it, so I can't really show you right now, but I will show you later. So I guess in the meantime, what we need to do is just test the water and make sure it's working. So let's go ahead and do that now. Oh, shit.
Okay. Yeah, yeah! I think it's official to say Barty has water. Peace out.